and say screw you and everything you represent. And newsflash, there's no affordability crisis in Israel, the only country that Ben is loyal to, because they live off of American citizens.
Everybody wants to come to America. I'm like, are they crazy? The food gives you acne, the police give you stress, the taxes. The people are like, oh, I'm coming to America to make $100,000 US.
America today, a white man with a high school diploma makes more than a black man with a master's degree. A white man with a master's degree makes more than a black man with a doctorate.
Because they want you to go to their grocery stores. Everything is controlled. We're not free. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you want to make up.
So an African American is saying that America is a comfortable prison. America is a comfortable prison. Why is he saying this? We watch the video and listen to the details. And also I have other Americans that are sharing why the American system is designed to suffocate and to keep you working for the rest of your lives. I don't want to talk much. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. You don't lose anything by liking, so just give the video a thumbs up. Let's go into the video, watch, come back and talk.
We live in a prison in these United States. America is a prison. Even though we have the favorite slogan, we like to beat our chest and be patriotic. Land of the free, home of the brave. But who is free and who's brave? A lot of people will raise their hands, or they'll place their right hand on their left chest or breast, proudly recite America's anthem. But when you pay attention to your surroundings and you pay attention to your experiences in this country, we're not free. America is a comfortable prison. You will own nothing and you'll be happy. I think we're already living in that time, and we've been living in that time. We don't own anything. Even your house, even if you pay your house off, you don't truly own it, because you have to pay property taxes. Your car, even if you pay off your car, you still pay insurance. You have to insure everything. You have to insure your business if you have a business. You have to insure your health or your life. You have to insure your kids' health. You have to insure your house. You have to insure your rent. Everything. Everything in this country is set systematically for you to work till you die. I was walking downtown the other day. I noticed trees everywhere, but there's no fruits on them. There are no fruits on them. When I lived in Africa, I remember I could just walk up to a tree and pluck an orange or a mango. You can't even do it in this country because they want you to go to their grocery stores. Everything is controlled. We're not free. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you want to make up. We are not free in this country. And that's why I'm telling people, if you have the courage, exit. We live in a comfortable, convenient prison, and we don't even notice. We may have electricity. That's fine. We may have running water. That's fine. We may have the things that make us convenient and comfortable, but in all honesty, we are living in a comfortable prison, and you know this.
America today, a white man with a high school diploma makes more than a black man with a master's degree. A white man with a master's degree makes more than a black man with a doctorate. You follow what I'm saying? So that is real. There was a study that was done not too long ago where white men who had a prison record and no college degree, were called back for a job more often than black men with master's degrees with no prison record at all. Right? There was a sister who just did a study. I just saw it the other day. She changed her name to a white woman's name.
I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
On what is it? Indeed. What's the thing on
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, Indeed and all those job sites. LinkedIn.
Right.
Indeed.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And she passed herself off as a white woman. And she proved that there was discrimination. Same resume, same everything, but when she was Caucasian, way more job opportunities than when she was black. So that's a real thing. How do we change that? You got to change the system. Because here's the thing. We can't deny the American African his humanity for good and for bad. This is what I mean by that. There was a psychological study that was done, I forget the name of it, where they took a rat and they put the rat in a box. And they kept enticing the rat to climb out the box. And every time the rat tried to climb out the box, they kept getting pushed back into the box. So guess what happened after hundreds of times of trying to jump out the box and kept getting pushed back in? They stopped trying to jump out the box. The white man, a Charlie Kirk, will look at that and say, look at the lazy black. They not trying enough. They not working hard enough. What did I say? Don't discount the history. He's not going to talk about the fact that they've been trying to do that for the past 200 years, and they learned through experience that trying to get out the box is not the way you get out.
Here's what I'm tired of. I am tired. The American people are the biggest slaves of any citizenship in the entire world. Let me tell you why. Because the American people are the only people that are told, go work super hard, go take a massive amount of your life, and we're going to take at least half your money. All right? And then when we take half your money, we're going to send it overseas, or we're going to mismanage it, or we're going to steal it, or we're going to funnel it back into our political contributions, or we're going to send it over here for quote-unquote aid. Okay, where's our motherfucking aid? Where's our aid from Kuwait or any of these other rich countries to fix our homeless problem? Do you ever notice that none of the other citizens on the planet work so that we can have a better here in America? It's always the other way around. Why the fuck are we, the citizens of the United States of America, financing the well-being of every other fucking country in this planet, okay? Until people wake up to that and say no more, shit's gonna continue. This land of the free. That's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke, dude. Land of the free. Land of the motherfucking worker bees is what we are. We work. The government takes more than half of our money. And you say, oh, well, they don't take half of mine. They only take half of the rich people's money. Oh, really? What do you pay when you buy shit? What do you pay when you own shit? What do you pay on your personal property? What do you pay when you put gas in your car? Okay? And if you add all those things up that you pay, they're taking 50% of your money too. And they're telling you to work. The America dream. And then we'll take half your shit and we send it to other countries. We are the world's ATM. The people of America are the world's ATM. It needs to end. People need to say no more. They need to get smart about taxes. Do you ever question why you weren't taught personal finance, balancing your checkbook, or taxes when you were in high school? Why isn't that part of the public education? Why are they teaching instead gender ideology and all this fucking bullshit? Because they want you to be financially ignorant so that you will go through your life not realizing how much they're actually oppressing you and how much they're actually stealing from you. And then they're going to tell you this is freedom. No, the fuck it isn't. It's not even close. So that's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of us being financially oppressed by our own government in the name of being quote-unquote good people to all these other people that want to kill us.
Me and Total is virtuous.
The American political system is just so thoroughly corrupt that the two-party system is so thoroughly degenerate that both parties are tied to big money. They're both tied to Wall Street. They're tied to big military. They're tied to militarism abroad. They're tied to imperial policy. So at the center of my platform, trying to keep alive the legacy of Martin King that always talked about racism, poverty, militarism, and materialism, that I was calling for the abolition of poverty, the abolition of ICE, the vicious repressive apparatus that's been viciously attacking so many immigrants of color in the United States. I call for the breakup of the monopolies in both finance and banking as well as in industry, the democratizing and the decentralizing and the public control over workplace. I mean, that's part of the real socialist platform. We've got to break up these monopolies in order to get some sense of a distribution of wealth. I live in Manhattan. I'm looking at my precious Harlem community right now, where 25% of those who live in Manhattan are living in utter poverty. 1 out of 24 are millionaires. It's a grotesque wealth inequality. It's just so spiritually vacuous and morally decadent. As I said before, I was calling for the dismantling of the American empire. We do not need 800 military units around the world. We don't need AFRICOM. We don't need all of these various institutional tentacles of the American empire that's obsessed of minerals, oil, resources, and will do anything to the precious people around the world for profit.
We ask the question.
When you are born as an American citizen, you are taught the Pledge of Allegiance. You're taught to worship the flag. You're given a social security number and a birth certificate. You then go into an education system that does not allow you to freely think. It tells you what to learn, and then it tells you to go to college, get loans, and go into debt. All so that you can then pursue the American dream. You can pursue money, work a job for a big corporation, pay your taxes, pay your health care, and if not, you will be punished. When we look at the aspects of what a cult is, you're taught to worship authority, which the USA checks. You are indoctrinated, USA checks. And lastly, you are taught to be dependent on the system for survival. Check. All showing you that the USA is a cult. So if you don't want to be a part of the cult anymore, I suggest you do this. True sovereignty comes when you have power over your mind, body, time, and energy. And this happens as you go through the awakening process. The way that you go about this is first taking care of your health, which is truly healing. You want to give yourself space and time to feel your emotions, to breathe, which will help you feel your emotions more, and allow yourself to get vulnerable. Talk about your emotions. Talk about what you're holding inside. Once you go through your healing process, you will be able to establish financial independence. That is exactly what I'm doing here. I share with you my gifts, hoping that you will learn something from it. And lastly, connect with nature. Spend a lot of time outside. Get rid of your fluorescent light and truly start to learn your soul. By doing this, what you're truly doing is you're taking your power back, and you're not allowing fear-mongering powers to truly run you and your mind any longer. The more that you learn your soul, the more that you learn who you truly are, you will wake up and see that there is nothing that can have control over you, because you are a sovereign, spiritual, divine being.
Everybody wants to come to America. I'm like, are they crazy? The food gives you acne, the police give you stress, the taxes. The people are like, oh, I'm coming to America to make $100,000 US. And you get that check. And you're like, where's the 100? It's gonna be 39 for Trump and his boys. And then you gotta pay 11% for the state. Then you gotta pay Social Security. And then you say, I'm about to sue somebody. Where's my money? I bought things expecting this money. And a lot of people don't realize America runs on a credit system. Yeah. It's all credit. So you can buy it, but you have to pay it back. Around the world, most houses, you have to go in with cash in your hand. And so when they're outside of America, they think they're so poor because they can't buy a big house like Americans. They don't own their house. The bank owns their house. They're paying it for 30 years. Yeah. People don't understand that. So they dream about coming to America. I'm like, and then they come and they can't understand why their cousin who's going abroad is so depressed.
It was never intended to be this way. There is no way possible where you could truly make a difference in this world. You can truly fulfill the assignment and the call on your life, and you at a job 8 hours a day, and you still don't have enough money to do the things that you need to do or the things that you want to do. It is not living, y'all. It is suffering, and it's borderline slavery. You wake up, go to work, you come home, go to sleep, take a shower, eat, and do it all over again.
Millions of Americans are living in their vehicles right now. Many of them, not by choice. Rent they couldn't afford, jobs that disappeared, wages that never kept up. And when everything started falling apart, where was the government? Bailing out banks, protecting corporations, passing bills nobody asked for. The people who were supposed to protect you made sure they'd be fine first and left everyone else to figure it out. They knew they'll choose corporations over you every single time.
Do you believe the American political system is sophisticated enough to deal with complex issues?
No, I believe it's too unethical, and that's where I believe it's going to swallow up itself, and I believe we're going to look around and have mass chaos in this country.
Chaos? You're talking about violence?
I'm talking about violence, yes, because white folks are not going to tolerate being out of work. White folks not going to tolerate being told they cannot own a house. White folks not going to tolerate being told they can't go to Florida and get them some sun, and that's just what's fixing to happen. They ain't never had to worry about me, because when I tore up something, I tore up my neighborhood. White folks will blow up the bridge, they will blow up the bank, and I'm saying if we don't look and see where this country is headed, because you have white folks in this country that's never been without a job, that's never been without a good job. When I got a good job, I was surprised. I never expected it. When I found out I was going to college, I was surprised. I was the hero in my neighborhood. It's expected for white folks to go to college, and all it wants, this lifestyle. There's only two people that can survive this country. The Indians will be able to survive it because they ain't never had gas up on it. They ain't never had a thermostat to turn down. And black folks might be able to survive it, provided we can get out all that silliness and stop trying to emulate something that we're not.
You keep talking as if something dire is going to happen. Chaos if the economy falls, a revolution if the political apparatus collapses. And yet, I don't see much evidence of that. I see instead resignation, disillusionment, a retreat into self-centeredness, the me decade. I don't see any sense of the flames that might flicker into real change.
I wouldn't see it neither if I wasn't watching the economy. And I'm not saying that we were cleaner back in that last depression or pure, but conditions forced me to live next to you as my brother. So I knew what dinner was. I don't know who lived next to me now. I don't know who's upstairs. I don't know who's downstairs. I know one thing, every other person got a gun. And when you live in a nation that would squawk more about registering their rifle than registering their children, then we're in trouble. We are completely in trouble.
It is different when you get to the States. And when you get to the States, there is a black American dream, black immigrant dream, that if you could get to the States, you could make it, because there's this idea that the American dream is there. We haven't gotten the updates yet. The black Americans on the ground probably have. They know as much that, oh no, that dream that you're talking about, that's literally a figment. But the black Caribbean person or the black African will come into that space and be around black Americans, and they will look at them as though, why haven't you taken advantage of this? And I noticed very early on, especially after Trump took office, is that there's a dread, an existential dread that just creeps after a long time being in that space. And what ends up happening is you get so defeated and you feel so futile in your efforts to do what the black immigrant might very well think you can do. Mm-hmm. And until I got to like that, I want to say 8-year mark when I was in the States, and a wave of depression washed over me. I think it was a little bit into the Trump presidency, where I just needed to resign from white people in mass. Like I felt a craving, and that's why I want to say I came back home. I could not look at white people after Trump, especially in Iowa, after Trump was in office for a little bit, because there was a level of arrogance and a deservedness and an entitlement that I don't know if I could have dealt with for far too long. So I had to get out of there. And then I thought to myself, I said, damn, I got that after 8 years. These niggas been here since they was born. They've been dealing with that shit since they was born. If I could feel that defeated after 8 years of this shit, I can only imagine what my friend from Chicago was feeling, what my friend from Atlanta was feeling. I could only imagine at a particular point, being looked at every time when I walk into a grocery store, you got a white old lady looking at you like you's a damn monster. And even if they look at you fondly, you still being fetishized.
You know, when I came to America newly, I used to think African Americans are lazy. They don't want to work and all that. You will never understand the struggle of African Americans until you live in the system for 5 years. Then you understand that being black in the system is already playing you 10-0, like you are 10 steps behind. The schools in black neighborhoods, they're all underfunded. The only thing you can find anywhere, everywhere in black neighborhood is liquor store. Keep drinking and keep yourselves busy. Now I understand why everybody's fighting so much to live in white neighborhood. Before I used to say they are not proud of their skin color. They don't love who they are. But they're actually fighting for their children's future. Because being black in the system is already playing you 10-0. You are 10 steps behind. Is it you that is coming with underfunded certificates that want to be competing with somebody that is 10 steps ahead of you? Being black in the system is tough. You see, African Americans and Africans, we're all the same. Let us not be distracted. We are all the same. The only difference is that one is living in America, the other one is coming from Africa. Let's support each other's business. If you see your brother trying to make ends meet, support his business. You get to the point now. Peace and love.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. Okay? I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up, but the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that.
So we don't have a right to live where we grew up, but Ben and his people have a divine, unquestionable right to live in Jerusalem. And we have to bankroll it. So with his logic, since Israel can't afford to sustain itself without American taxpayer dollars, does it even have a right to exist? Hey Ben, I have a right to live where I grew up, just like I have the God-given right to look straight into this camera and say screw you and everything you represent. And newsflash, there's no affordability crisis in Israel, the only country that Ben is loyal to, because they live off of American citizens. If an Israeli needs a hip replacement, they don't have to choose between walking and bankruptcy. Ben does not care about American citizens, which is why he'll never discuss the real reason why young Americans can no longer afford to live where they were born. In the 70s, a family of 4 could afford a nice house, 2 cars, and even go on an annual vacation off of just one income. 55% of Americans under the age of 30 were married and they owned a home. Today, it's less than 10%, and families can barely even survive off of 2 incomes. Why? Because private equity firms are buying up entire neighborhoods, jacking up rent and housing prices, and politicians are putting policies into place that only benefit the top 1%. Americans can barely afford to live anymore. The American dream is officially dead. But Ben's response to all of this is get a second job or leave your hometown. He will never touch the affordability crisis because he and his donors benefit from these policies. The only reason Ben Shapiro is even remotely relevant is because his donors own social media and they push out his content. That's why he can get on camera and dismiss the real suffering of Americans and then without even missing a beat, advocate for billions upon billions in foreign aid for Israel, as if that money doesn't come out of the same pockets of the people he's telling to just move. This is why Ben and people like him are losing their place in the market, because the level of hypocrisy is unhinged. Ben, I have a right to live where I grew up, but you and your people who emigrated from Ukraine, the most corrupt country in Europe, don't have the right to lecture Americans about sacrifice while claiming entitlement to a made-up country in the Middle East. God did not promise you that land 3,000 years ago. He's not a real estate agent. However, you are insane.
Hey y'all, so a lot of you guys know that my family and I are currently in Canada. We are in Calgary, Alberta, just exploring the possibilities of moving to Canada, but we're on a 6-month tourist visa. And Reggie discovered something tonight about the life expectancy. Now, I've been saying that Canada ranks number 5 in the world for racial equity, while America ranks 55th in the world for racial equity. But he discovered tonight
that Canada ranks 19th in the world. Out of 201 countries, Canada's 19th for longest life expectancy.
Life expectancy.
And guess what the United States is? The same as the racial one, 55th.
55th in the world for life expectancy.
Oh, man.
So
that blew my mind.
Yeah. And the other thing that you talked about was in America currently, African Americans
has the lowest life expectancy out of all the racial groups. So, I already knew that, but you look at, all right, as you get older, you're African American, look at countries where you're going to have more peace of mind and more just your mental health and just the stressors. You know, you want to eliminate stress as you get older, and you want to be able to go to a country where you feel welcome. You don't have to always have this, what they say, the fight or flight.
And also healthcare.
Healthcare.
When I looked at that list of places that have a higher life expectancy, they have good healthcare. So you have countries that have a good healthcare system, also the food. And when I think about us as African Americans, we're fighting, constantly dealing with racism, and all of those things are contributing, you know, to all of the other issues of stress and things that can happen to us to shorten our lives. So y'all, this is why I put this guide together on how to exit the USA, this step-by-step guide. Now, not everybody's going to exit the USA, but for people like us, like our family, who are feeling that pull to get out of the USA, this guide is available. Check it out. Whether you are following me on TikTok Shops, the link is right here in the video, or on some other platforms, the link is in my bio to get this instant PDF version of this guide. We got to start striving and not just surviving.
Organizing and creating, because if we don't rise now, if we don't unify now, we are going to wake up in a country we do not recognize, and by then it will be too late to do anything about it. So please, my friends, hold the line, because we are in a hostile takeover happening in real time, and the only way we stop it is together. Please share this video everywhere. Thank you, and be safe, my friends.
I think we're not really getting, us in America, I think we're not really understanding that America as we know it, for better or for worse, mostly for worse, is collapsing. And it will not collapse overnight, but it is collapsing. And as much as we think that the Trump administration is inept, they're really not inept. I'm not saying what Trump is. Trump is an opportunist and a fraudster, but and a pedophile and a bunch of other things. But that's not really what I'm saying. I'm saying that the people behind his administration are calculated, and they're intentionally tanking the dollar, and they're intentionally keeping the opposition in check and in control. And so even the riots that we're seeing and the chaos that we're seeing right now, for example, is still oppositional control. This is important because there is no real way out. You have to decide if you're going to stay in the United States. And to be clear, I have a purpose for staying here in the United States right now. I have a plan. I have a plan, a pretty clear plan as to what I'm doing with my family. But if your intention is to stay in the United States, you must be thinking about how to build parallel systems. You cannot be thinking about how to salvage or save or fix the system. The system is not broken. The system is operating to the maximum place of which it could operate. And it is now protecting capital, shifting it, and moving it. It's going to leave you the bag. It's going to leave you a bag of shit. So if your intention long term is like, hey, this is my home, I'm not leaving, come hell or high water, America is where it's at for me, cool, I love that for you. But if you're thinking that you're going to vote your way out of this, you're not. And I'm not saying don't vote. I'm saying we're not going to vote our way out of this. If you're thinking that we're going to peacefully riot our way out of this, we're not. If we're thinking that we're going to, fix these systems, if we think we're going to infuse money into the social safety network that's going to fix it, none of these things are going to happen. We have to build parallel systems outside of this system to facilitate the things that we need.
This is something that we've actually heard a couple of times. Like, we've heard it over and over. And I think it's easier for people who have actually lived their lives outside America before. When they get into America and they see how the system is, that's when they get to realize that the system in America is not good. You see, because outside America, when you own your home, when you have your own house, it is for you. Many countries, you don't even pay property tax. Some places you will pay, but not like the way they do in America, to the extent that if you don't even pay, they will take your home or they will take your house. It doesn't happen outside America. So many countries. So it's actually frustrating when you live in a country that you work so hard. Basically, you've been programmed like a computer. You need to go to work at 6 you need to be there, 5 you need to be there, 7 you need to be there, and you work for so many years and you can't even boast of anything proper. And at the end of the day, when they even give you a salary, half of it goes to taxes. It's frustrating, and I understand this, brother. And when you listen to the other people, America is a system. America was not designed to allow you to enjoy your life, to live life. It's for you to just survive. That's how I see America. So if you have the chance and you are able to beat the system a bit and you can save up some money, it's best you escape this to live, because there is more life outside. People that have actually visited other countries can attest to the fact that, listen, there is more life. You live life. There is enjoyment outside America. With a little amount of money that you make, I'm telling you, you will basically be enjoying your life till you leave this earth. But it's not the same for America. So I think if you are living in America or you are an American, this video is for you. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but this is something that I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for watching.